Hey guys, DJ here for Next Level Coaching, and today I want to talk about the deck list that I will be playing in the Blue-Red Cloudpost versus the World Gauntlet. We're playing versus Mono Red today, and after testing countless off-screen matches, this was the Cloudpost list that I ended up coming up with that I like the most. And let's talk about some of the card choices. Now, you're all going to notice the one Bojuka Bog in here. I hate that card more than anything, but without it, the dredge matchup is impossible. Even with it, it's not so great, but it helps it out enough to where I feel it's warranted to play one of. Um, Triple Expedition map. Most people, you see be played as 2 or 4 or even 0. I've played it every different way, and I'm a big fan of Expedition map versus like Mono Red Burn. You get to just fetch an endless chain of Glimmer Posts. It means you'll always have your Cloud Post, and it provides mana fixing too. Next up, the removal lineup, we have 4 Flame Slash, 2 Lightning Bolt, and 1 Firebolt. The reason I split it that way is Flame Slash is best against Affinity, and Lightning Bolt and Firebolt aren't so good against them. And they all basically serve the same role, and you want your burn spells to kill creatures, so Flame Slash is just the best at what it does. And 2 Lightning Bolt instead of 2 Firebolt, because Lightning Bolt's an instant and it does 1 more damage. And we have the 1 Firebolt because we don't really want 3 Lightning Bolts. 1 Firebolt is the first Firebolt's better than the third Lightning Bolt. It flashes back when you need to. And excuse me, we are on to Preordains now. I've seen lists with and without Preordain. I've tested both ways. Personally, I will never play a control deck without Preordain. It just helps you so much. This deck is more of a combo deck in that you're digging for your pieces or mana fixing or things like that during a game, and Preordain just helps you find them. If you're looking for a Cloud Post or a Glimmer Post, Preordain helps get you there. If you're looking for more mana, Preordain helps get you there. If you're looking for a counterspell, Preordain, again, helps get you there. And it only costs 1 blue, so there's no reason not to play it. The counterspell lineup, we have 2 Prohibit and 4 Mana Leak. I played with Condescend and I hated it. It never counters what you want it to. Sure, it's good late game when you have infinite mana, but you've already won that. You've already won the game anyways if you get to that point. So I'm playing 4 Mana Leak because it's just the best counterspell for this deck. And Prohibit, I'm not a big fan of Prohibit, but I think you need at least 6 counterspells in this deck, and Prohibit are the next best counterspells for it. And it counters pretty much any relevant threat that you want it to anyways at some point in the game. Compulsive Research, we have 4 Compulsive Research. I would never play less than 4 in this deck. It just does everything you want it to. The 1 Deep Analysis is just more card drawing. Originally there was 2, and I went down to 1 because a lot of the times versus the aggro deck you really don't want to flash it back, but versus the slow control decks it's good. So I think one's a good number for it. You'll notice the teachings in the deck. Originally there was 2 capsize, and the first teachings is always better than the second capsize. So we went with 1 teachings, and to supplement that I also have 1 stagger shock and 1 seismic shudder and 1 echoing truth. The seismic shudder and echoing truth are for against combo. The combo matchup is pretty bad, the storm combo deck. But with those 2, we can get them sometimes with it. Seismic Shudder, sometimes you can catch Infect off guard and get them with it. And Stagger Shock is just another 2-for-1 removal spell. We've got 1 Maul Drifter also as the card draw. That's what the second Deep Analysis ended up becoming. It became the first Maul Drifter. And I'm a big fan of Maul Drifter. I don't think I'd play multiple in this deck, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility. And for the finishers, we have 1 Crusher, 2 Rolling Thunder. I like to vary my win conditions some, and I think Rolling Thunder is better, but I would never play 3 Rolling Thunder in here. And Crusher can just, win you some games that Rolling Thunder can't. And now for the sideboard. The sideboard is a big concession to Affinity. We have the Shaman, 2 Builder's Bane, Electrostatic Bolt, and Shattering Pulse. And we want to make sure, at least I want to make sure I never lose a game to Affinity, and these cards help me do that. And I think Builder's Bane is better than Gorilla Shaman. but both serve different roles. Like Builder's Bane is good in the later game versus their big guys, and Gorilla Shaman's good versus eating their lands. So, and then we have Electrostatic Bolt because we are sideboarding out against our Fire Bolts and against Affinity, and Lightning Bolts, and Electrostatic Bolt is essentially the fifth Flame Slash against them. Shattering Pulse is always good against them. Against aggro, we have one Arc Lightning, the second Stagger Shock, and two Serrated Arrows. Again, I don't really want to ever lose to aggro, and that Guardian of the Guild Pact is really hard to fight, and Serrated Arrows helps deal with that. Also, Serrated Arrows is really good against Affinity if you can make it till turn 4. Or not Affinity, excuse me, Infect. It's really good against Infect. And then for against random red decks like Burn and Goblins, we have Hydroblasts. Against slow control decks, we have Deep Analysis and 2 Earth Rift. So yeah, after a bunch of testing, this was the deck list I came up with, and I'm very happy with how it's performing so far. And today we're going to run a couple of matches versus Mono Red Burn. I don't think the matchup's in our favor, but I don't think it's that unfavorable. I think it might be something like a 55-45, something like that. We have to mulligan to certain hands, but like if we mulligan to the double Glimmer Post hand, or like Expedition Map Glimmer Post with a counter spell, things like that, it's easier for us to win. Also, being on the play is huge because some versions play like Kiln Fiend, and other versions play Called Marauder, and both of those we have to have a counter spell for, or a removal spell for, and if we don't, they're probably just going to kill us. So yeah, we're about to go into battle right now.